Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is July the 7th, 2024. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. I spent most of the day just chilling, had a little bit of light groceries. How did last night go? I wound up going out again. I know, I pulled out the hat trick, did it 3 times in a week. That was really crazy for me. But it was fun. It was nice hanging out with my friends. It really kind of felt like just a vacation. I just got to pretty much hang out with them in the city. Let's see. Food corner wise, I went to Chameleon and I got the kimchi wings, which were really good. It was like a pound of them, bone in. Then let's see here. I got an order of fries and a slice of pepperoni pizza. And then later on, then we did some bar hopping. And then what else did we do? There was a rock and roll, like, I pretty much just want to say festival. It was like two or three little, I think, no, it was two little sets. And, there was just performances throughout the whole weekend. And pretty much on Saturday, we took some time to, watch some performances. And there was some more pizza there, so I got that. My friends got some tacos. I was kind of jealous. I wanted them, but I just wound up not, like, having the stomach for all that. And I was like, you know what? I haven't had my pizza day. So, yeah, another slice of pizza will be fine. So, yeah, and that was pretty good. It was a good time. Let's see here. But yeah, like I said, today was pretty much just chilling, just relaxing. I haven't done much outside of, like I said, the groceries, my little workout, my little walk about town. But yeah, no, it's definitely been a good way to close out the weekend. I'm not excited to go back to work, but, so it goes. So it goes. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and do our startup and we'll get into some news. Not as much news as usual. Figured I'd keep it light today. Really wasn't too much that I wanted to cover, at least as of today. All right. Let me go ahead and take my startup. Feel free to take one with me. Get in the spirit. Also, show recommendation while I'm thinking about it. If you're a Matt Berry fan, from What We Do in the Shadows, and you have the ability, check out Toast of London. That show is so funny. I've been like watching that at my friend's house like all summer, and it's been tickling my shit. It's been so good. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into some news. Let's go to France from NPR. Projections in France's elections show voters rejecting the far right. So, hey, we love to see it. French voters turned out in numbers not seen in decades to stop the far right National Rally from taking power in the French National Assembly. Polls predicted a first place finish for National Rally, which instead came in third in initial results as polling stations closed. Over 2/3 of registered voters cast a ballot in Sunday's vote, up more than 20% from the last legislative vote. French President Emmanuel Macron called the snap election after the National Rally came in first in European elections a month ago, and dissolving parliament and calling for a vote widely described as a dangerous gamble, including overseas. He said it was time for clarity. So, yeah, I mean, after the first round of voting, it looked really bad. We definitely talked about that, and it was looking pretty grim for the Republic, so to speak. I definitely looked like, was it Jordan Bardella was going to be, the new prime minister since, like, World War II, the first far right prime minister. So that was pretty scary to think that was going to happen. I'm glad that people came out and said, no, we don't want this. And not to mention, not just that, but that a lot of actually, left wing seats were actually taken up. So that's good. Still a bummer that there are overall more seats in terms of people on the right in French Parliament. Like that's just a bummer to see any rise of that. But at least it didn't get as bad as it was projected initially. So we take those wins. We love to see it. Let's see here. In terms of like what the future holds, who knows if this is just going to be a grand coalition, as I kind of use the term in the article. And everyone's going to kind of work together, and there's going to be a sense of balance. We'll see. Maybe not. But I'll definitely be here to keep you posted on that. Let's see here. Another big moment was the President Joe Biden interview with George Stephanopoulos. So let's read a little bit from this article from The Hill. 5 takeaways from President Biden's big interview with George Stephanopoulos. ABC's very own George Stephanopoulos. President Biden gave the most important TV interview of his career Friday. Biden spoke to George Stephanopoulos of ABC News for 22 minutes during a campaign trip to Wisconsin. Let's see here. Now, they have the 5 takeaways. I really don't want to get into them point for point. Essentially, this is him trying to bounce back from that terrible-ass fucking debate. So far, there's been at least 4 Democrats, like 4, politicians that have actually come out and said, you're too old. You're washed. Just throw in the towel, bro. Obviously in a much cordial way, but it doesn't look like he is. In this interview, did he, crash the ship? No, but he didn't necessarily assuage anyone's fears or whatever. People are still like, no, you aren't fit to lead anymore, dog. Like maybe you never were. So, I would say that things still look pretty bad. I don't think that he turned anything around. You could get into the details of it, but there was at one point where Stephanopoulos asked, like, would you take like a mental fitness test or something like that? And he's like, and Biden's like, I take that every day I'm in office. And I'm like, dog, then you're failing. Then people are saying you're failing. That's not an answer that people want to hear, man. So, there was just more shit like that. He throws some barbs at Trump and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. To me, this was more or less a nothing burger. But, I guess you could say that at least he's still in the running. That's what we're pulling from here, I feel like. He's definitely not stepping down. He's not, coming off of it, at least as it stands. Yeah, I think, what did he say? And if the Lord Almighty comes and tells me to not run. It doesn't look like I don't think God's coming in anytime soon, unless that means the Grim Reaper. But then again, he might be looking at him every other, 5 minutes. So who knows? All right. We have one more thing I wanted to talk about, and then I'll let you go. Felt really timely, and it's a good update, just from the Nathan's hot dog major league eating situation. Let me go ahead and take the last break, and we'll go and get into it. All right. From the Associated Press. Bertoletti Pseudo win top dog honors at Nathan's famous power eating contest. Absent longtime champion. Whew. Patrick Bertoletti gobbled up 58 hot dogs to win his first men's title Thursday at the National Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest, taking advantage of the absence of the event's biggest star. In the women's competition, defending champion Miki Sudo won her 10th title and set a new world record by downing 51 links. So congratulations. Obviously, Joey Chestnut was not in the competition, though an update that I had missed. Apparently, the Major League Eating Association or whatever, they walked it back and they said, oh, you can't compete, but they didn't apologize. And Joey was like, you know what? No, I'm cool. I'm just going to go and support our troops and I guess eat some hot dogs with them. Yeah, he wolfed down 57 hot dogs in 5 minutes. So essentially, if we're stacking them up, he would have lost anyway. But maybe he would have had that extra dog in him if he was actually on, the competing stage. Who knows? Who can say? But let's see. I mean, obviously, cool that people got to come out and watch some people slog some dogs and have a good time. Obviously, Chestnut has that what's it called, Netflix situation coming up soon, so that's cool. Let me actually scroll down to see that. Yeah, Chestnut will next compete with pro rival Takeru Kobayashi on September 2nd in a head-to-head Netflix special. So, he's got his fish to fry. That's coming up, and, I mean, he's making his money. And, I mean, overall, I guess the Nathan's Hot Dog Festival went off without a hitch. So there we go. But kind of flashing back to the 4th of July, I guess while we're on this subject, this really isn't news related, but I'll just close out. And on the day, I remember we were hanging out, having the cookout, doing the grill out vibes, and just someone goes, Kendrick Lamar dropped it. And the Not Like Us music video came out, and we just all huddled up and we watched it, and it was so fucking cool. It was really, really legit. Apparently Drake was at the Hamptons at like some dude's all white party, which I was like, wait, I thought we were done with that post Diddy, but I guess not. I guess someone else picked up the mantle and they're doing all white parties, but apparently nobody played it or whatever. But I was like, yeah, what a crazy way to just ruin someone's 4th of July. I love that. I love that energy. And not to mention just to turn like it into a whole event, you know what I mean? Like literally, like I said, we were having a time, grilling out, eating dogs. I was eating pretzel pie and shit, and we literally just like, and then just had to watch this video. It was awesome. So yeah, that more or less is gonna sum it up for the day, for the week, for the weekend. Let's see here. I don't feel like doing any promo. So thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend, and hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.